Welcome back. Toy donations are known to bring joy to kids during the holiday season, and in the spirit of giving, one of NYC's leading not for profit organizations, Samaritan Day Top Village, launched its 11th annual toy drive. Assistant Vice President for SDV's Transitional Housing Program, Elisa Sanchez, joins me to discuss the organization and the annual toy drive. Elisa, thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Now, I want to jump right into it and talk about your organization. For those who don't know, can you just let us know what the Samaritan Daytop Village is and, what your organization does?
Samaritan Daytop Village is a 60 plus year old non for profit organization that provides social services to vulnerable New York City and Long Island, um, the Long Island community. We started out as a substance abuse program, and we have morphed into providing services to children, veterans, as well as sheltering most of New York's vulnerable homeless individuals. We have over 33 shelter sites, nine of which are sheltering families, and we provide supportive housing throughout New York City.
Now, what are the organization's programs for transitional housing and supportive services?
So when we say transitional housing, we have actually moved from shelter to transitional housing because it definitely sounds better, and shelter is transitional. We have nine supportive housing programs that provide permanent supportive housing to individuals leaving homeless shelters, as well as we have residential services for substance abuse treatment throughout New York, Long Island, and Rockland County.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that because I never, I understand that the term shelter could have negative connotations to it. So I appreciate you guys explaining that and kind of giving people another term so that they feel a little bit more comfortable using that. Now, I understand that you have a young mothers program. Can you just talk a little bit about that and why it's so unique?
So, our Young Mothers Program, which is one of many of our programs, is a substance abuse treatment program for young mothers with children under the age of 3, women that are seeking help to, fight the disease of addiction, and they're able to bring a child into treatment with them, so that helps with the stability and keeping the family together while they're going through their treatment.
And your organization supports so many different groups, and we heard some of the programs you offer. Can you just talk about, why it's so important to kind of focus on all of these different groups in New York and why it's important to help those in need?
Well, New York is a tough place to live, and it's very difficult to manage. The economy has changed. Homelessness is at an all-time high, as well as addiction right now. And I think that we've taken on both of those challenges as an agency, and we're doing very well at it. There's no better time to give than now, given our current state of affairs in New York. The economy, homelessness, addiction. We are combating overdoses on a daily basis and dealing with that. We have peer support programs as well as veteran programs. So I think that Samaritan has really tried to help as many vulnerable individuals in New York City as possible.
Now, your next effort or your most recent effort will support children this holiday season, and it's the annual
Yes,
toy drive. Can you tell us a little bit more
yes.
about that?
So we're always excited around this time of year. This is our 11th annual toy drive. And now more than ever, we need help. We need generosity. We need donations. As you can see on the screen, our motto this year is, "In the eyes of a child, a gift means the world." If you look at this picture, it tells the entire story. And we have over 2,200 children throughout our programs this year. It's a 20% increase from last year. And we're just seeing that the need is greater than ever. And there are many opportunities to be a part of our toy drive this year.
And why have acts of service like this needed during this time?
You know, the holidays always bring around certain feelings, and I just happen to say that Christmas is my favorite holiday. But for a child, that may be displaced, be in shelter, or a parent who has been separated from that child, the opportunity to receive a gift on Christmas Day should it should always be it should be Christmas every day, but this is a special time of year, and we want to make sure that every child that's connected to our programs has the opportunity of receiving a gift.
And I'm also sure, people talk about inflation a lot. I'm sure like presents aren't, as cheap as they probably used to be back then. So I can imagine how much this will help out so many parents who are, just struggling financially. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
So again, I really, I'm overseeing 33 transitional housing sites, right? And 9 of our sites are providing family shelter. We have over 1,200 families in shelter right now, and most of them are on very limited income, if any at all. And so the ability to buy a child a gift may be a tremendous hardship for a family at this time. So if we can provide or help with that economic challenge right now, I think that it could put a smile on a child's face as well as a parent's face.
Now, what are the four ways people can support the toy drive?
I'm glad you asked that question. So you can actually, we have two drop-off sites. One is at our flagship location in Briarwood at 13802 Queens Boulevard in Briarwood, and we have another drop-off site at our Richard Press site, Richard Press Wellness Center in the Bronx at 510 Cortlandt Avenue.
Now, I
In
understand.
addition,
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
No, you can
In
continue.
addition, we have a wish list at Amazon.com. So, you can be anywhere in the world and donate to Samaritan Daytop Village. You don't have to be in New York, but you can go on to Amazon.com and you can join our wish list. In addition, if you go to our website, which is www.samaritan.village.org, we have a wish list connected to our website, and you can donate a financial donation, which is tax deductible, or you can donate a toy through our website.
Now, I think it's really amazing that, you have online donations. It just shows how much things have changed over time. But, what are some of the benefits of having an online donation?
So, in the day of COVID, I think, people have become very, they don't go out as often. As you can see in one of our pictures, we're still coming out with masks. And if people have an opportunity to give and they don't have to necessarily come in, I think that's a great opportunity because some people are still shopping online. And you don't even have to leave your home to provide a toy to a child. And I think that's a wonderful opportunity. And it's really the world that we've turned to. A lot of people are shoppers. Not myself, but some people just like to shop online. And if that makes it easy, you never have to leave home. And you know, we will take whatever we can get at this point. We are also accepting, funds through our Samaritan Daytop Village Foundation so that we can purchase gift cards for some of our teenagers because teenagers are very picky. They prefer to buy clothes rather than toys. So we do have quite a few teenagers in our shelters and within some of our other programs. So if you'd like to give a cash donation, a monetary donation, we will take those as well.
I'm so glad that you mentioned, the presence of teenagers because I think a lot of times people forget that they're also kids and for Christmas it's important for them to get things too. Why was it important to, have options for those who are teens and just make sure that they felt visible during this time as well?
We don't want anyone to feel left out. So I think even for a teenager, again, being in shelter or being in some type of supportive housing, just the idea of a gift makes them feel very, cared for and, part of the holiday. And no child, regardless of their age, should be left out.
Now, besides individuals, can groups or organizations donate? For example, maybe tenant associations, small businesses, or churches?
Absolutely. And we actually look to those partners. We have had partners from our communities in the past donate to various sites. We've had community partners adopt shelters and other programs. So there's always opportunities. You can go on our website again to see all the different programs that we have and the addresses. We've had police precincts. We've had the Department of Education, the Coalition for the Homeless. We've had gyms that have adopted sites as well. And so we're always looking for community partners and individuals that would love to provide a gift for a child.
Now, I think during the holiday season, people often tend to think of the children a little bit more, but I understand, they kind of live in these situations all year round. Can you just let people, for those who don't know, what are some of the challenges that these kids face?
So, I mean, living again in shelter, you know, there are some advantages and disadvantages. Of course, we're providing a level of stable housing. Um, However, families are in a transition. We do provide social services to those individuals, but there's always a tremendous need, maybe for clothes, school supplies, and other things that may support the family. So when families are moving out, they're in tremendous need of a gift basket or food. So again, any type of contribution that could help our vulnerable families would be tremendously, appreciated. This year alone, we opened up 3 sanctuary shelters for the incoming migrants and immigrants, and we're housing 400 families in 3 hotels right now.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us and sharing this beautiful, effort just to make children feel seen during the holidays.
Absolutely. And again, this is like the greatest time of year. And so we just ask that people be generous, give the gift of love and light to our children, and that, be a part of where good lives, because Samaritan Daytop Village is where good lives.
And then could you just let people know when they can donate? Until when?
They can They can donate up until the 23rd of December. We will be distributing our toys throughout our programs up until that day to make sure that every child has a gift for Christmas.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Open BX RX Tuesday.